The order reads as follows. In the result, the following order is made. The application is dismissed with no order as to cost. As to costs. We hand down judgment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are watching the final fall of the once mighty ANC. The ANC has lost its grip on its followers. The ANC has lost control of the South African economy. As if that was not enough, the ANC leaders are scoring own goals each and every week. As if that was not enough, the top structure of the ANC is being found in top scandalous corruption cases in South Africa. And now the unthinkable is happening. The ANC that we thought has got control over the court system is losing cases in the court. What should we make about this case of Umkhonto we Sizwe versus the ANC? We need to talk about that and much more in this video.
King said so. Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King said so. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I am your host, the King. 053 Mr. Easy Imali Enengi. And we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we go to the courts where Umkhonto we Sizwe has kicked the behind of the ANC. The Electoral Court has finally came with its judgment and said, listen, ANC, there's nothing to talk about here. Leave Umkhonto we Sizwe in layman's term. How do we analyze this? Before I start, let me say this. As Pan-Africanists, we don't take joy when seeing African brothers fighting other African brothers. With that being said, we understand because of political association, each and every African child will have a different ideology they follow politically. So as a result of that, there's going to be differences between political brothers and sisters. We would have liked that the Pan-African politics are united as one political party and everyone is doing anything to give an advantage to black people. But unfortunately, that is not the reality on the ground when it comes to politics. So we as Pan-Africans don't want to see our African brothers and sisters fighting, but we have to take a neutral stance and try to analyze what exactly is happening so that it educates us and also it equips us to deal with the same situation in the future. Umkhonto we Sizwe is continuously giving ANC chest pains, is continuously giving ANC sleepless nights. And this, I think, is the beginning of the fall of the once mighty giant, the ANC. Umkhonto we Sizwe, if they have failed to deregister Umkhonto we Sizwe as a political party, of which we all saw that it was not possible, ANC was just playing petty politics, trying to confuse, derail the train that is coming, derail the bullet that is coming, derail the death penalty that is coming, but they could not stop it. And I'm afraid to say, if they could not stop and deregister Umkhonto we Sizwe, I think they might also fail in their case against Umkhonto we Sizwe when it comes to the trademark and using the name Umkhonto we Sizwe. If they fail on that case also, ladies and gentlemen, we will see a toothless ANC going into the 2024 elections. It will do so much damage to the ANC's confidence that they won't be able to speak about Umkhonto we Sizwe anymore. Every time Fikile Mbalula or whoever speaks about the Umkhonto we Sizwe, after they have won these court cases, it will become a joke. Now, let's start with Mkhonto Wesizwe. After, obviously, Jacob Zuma announced his support and his backing to Mkhonto Wesizwe, we saw Mkhonto Wesizwe taking off, claiming that they've got 1 million members within 3 days. Now, that 3 days is very important, and that number 1 million is also a big significant number. Why is that so? Because the EFF on the 2019 elections managed to get 1.8 million votes. So if Mkhonto Wesizwe's claim is really true that they managed to get 1 million votes in less than a week, I mean, that is madness. Mkhonto Wesizwe's people are united. I showed you guys the clip where they are going around in the court, in the streets, fighting FNB for freezing the bank accounts of their president, their incoming president, Umsholozi Jacob Zuma. It is crazy to see a political party that is, number one, so disciplined. We always thought that Mkhonto Wesizwe is going to come with their tribal things, and they're going to come with a lack of discipline. They're going to come with all of that. But we are seeing quite the opposite of that. They are very disciplined, very organized. Their rallies and events are always spot on. You don't see any problem. You don't hear about any violence. You don't hear about anything like that. So we have to applaud Mkhonto Wesizwe for proving people wrong, even some Africans wrong, because Africans thought this is a tribal Zulu political party. It's going to come with violence and everything. But they've been traveling the whole of the city, the whole of the country, and nothing. They have never put a foot wrong. Now, the interim president of Mkhonto Wesizwe, ladies and gentlemen, is still Jabulani Khumalo. Jabulani Khumalo, up until recently, he was not too vocal because when Bonginkosi Kanyile came in, he started pushing this notion that, listen, we are not voting for anyone else. We are not supporting anyone else. We don't even like this Jabulani Khumalo. We are voting for Msholozi. Msholozi is the one that's going to be the president of MK party, rightfully so. But Jabulani Khumalo, as we know, is the man that registered Mkhonto Wesizwe. But now, I think I'm trying to see him playing a good role, because being a good leader, you have to show traits of being a good follower. And now you hear Jabulani Khumalo for the first time after a long time, hearing him speak about Msholozi and begging Msholozi for becoming a president. Let me play that clip first, then I'll come back for more.
Ingakho Umkhonto Wesizwe kufanele uthathe umbuso ngomhla ka1 ukuze silungise inkinga zabantu bakithi eSouth Africa. Asikwazi ukuqhubeka siholwe abantu abadla imali zabantu ofanele ngabe ziyabasiza. Ngakho ke sithi ke ngomhla ka29 May uNcamalala siyamvotela. Sithi ngomhla ka1 May uNcamalala yobelungiselela ukwakha icabinet lakhe. Usevumela uIEC 1 June. Kusho ukuthi ke ngaleyo ndlela maqabane njengoba namhlanje icourt ikhombisile ukuthi abayiyekile lento yabo kuba bias. Sebeyakwazi ukulalela abantu base South Africa. Okusho ukuthi manje ke izwe lethu selizobuya. Ngaleyo ndlela maqabane ngifuna ukunibonga ngesupport eniyenzile nokubekezela ke benichukuluza ngeincwadi ebeyikhishwa kuma social media bethi sebewinile kanjani kodwa anizange nosusa umsindo ngoba bebenza lezi incwadi ngoba benzela ukuthi kube nomsindo ebese ama elections ayahlehla. Asingabavumeli ngoba bengasibeka umuntu esweni, asibekezele nje. So babona ngale kukamhla ka29 sesibakhiphe ngevoti bese bazi ukuthi hayi sekufanele bahambe bolusa inkomo ngoba phela ngeke besabavumeli. Abanye ke bohamba bokuthatha ingane emakhaya. Amandla. Viva Zuma, viva. Tata Msholozi, tata. Sihole Msholozi, sihole.
It is refreshing to see the top structure of Mkhonto Wesizwe having no confusion as to who is leading the party. Yes, Jabulani Khumalo is the man that registered the party. Yes, Jabulani Khumalo is currently the interim president of Mkhonto Wesizwe, but they are fully backing Umsholozi Jacob Zuma to become the president of Mkhonto Wesizwe. I mean, it's beautiful to see this because you would have thought, how Africans are sometimes. Politicians are power hungry, but your Jabulani Kumalo is not your typical politician. He's a smart man, and he's using his brain, seeing that there is no need to fight Msholozi. In fact, I would say there is no win when you're fighting Msholozi. And this is what the ANC is finding out slowly but surely. So we have to congratulate the MK party for playing such a beautiful role in terms of their top structure, their interim structures that are happening in the youth league and everywhere. You see things going and flowing like a well-oiled machine. Now, this court judgment that has come out now from the Electoral Court is going to hurt the ANC psychologically and is going to kill their momentum physically. Because should have they won this case, you can imagine what our Sisi Mbalula would have been saying. They would have been going out, crazy, and our country was going to get into, it was going to go left because of Mkhonto Wesizwe was not going to take it lightly that, listen, you are deregistering us. So that's why I said, I don't think that the ANC could have won this case because the Mkhonto Wesizwe has already participated in the by-elections. Also, when we come to the case of the trademark and the trademark of Mkhonto Wesizwe, the copyright and everything, it's going to be a problem because Mkhonto Wesizwe has already participated in the IEC's by-election with that name, that trademark, with that logo and everything. I think the courts are going to come out to say the ANC does have a point when they are raising this about Mkhonto Wesizwe, but they waited too late to act. That is what the Electoral Court was saying, is that you waited just a little bit too late. We want to entertain you and everything, but there are timelines that happen when someone registers a party. You've got 2 weeks to come out and say, no, I don't like that party's name. No, I don't like that. So you're going to see a different case. Another case that has happened in terms of logos looking the same and all of that is the EFF and the EPL, the Economical Liberators Forum, EPF, ELF, the Economical Liberators Forum. The Liberators, they also had an issue with the EFF in terms of their logo looking the same and everything. At the end, the ANC, the EFF won that case, and the Liberators ended up changing their logo. Is that the case, the same case that is going to play out here with Mkhonto Wesizwe? Will Mkhonto Wesizwe be forced to change their logo and we see a new design of Mkhonto Wesizwe? Will they also change their name? I don't think so. I don't know. But also, if you say that the ANC has got control of the courts, maybe they will win this case and go into the election as 1-1 in terms of the scorecard. You understand what I'm saying? So I can see a scenario where Mkhonto Wesizwe loses this case, the ANC wins it, Mkhonto Wesizwe tweaks its logo, and the people go with a new logo that is not going to change much. There's going to be a spear, there's going to be a shield, there's going to be a person holding those two items, and they might play around in terms of how they design the thing. The colors, I don't think they can. There's a debate for the green colors. The ANC is also claiming that the green color is their women's league color. I mean, what type of stupidity is the ANC playing? I mean, this is madness. But anyway, we are waiting to see what's going to happen. I would like to hear your thoughts also in the comment section. Are you happy with this one goal that Mkhonto Wesizwe, this victory that they have over the ANC? And now we don't have to speculate and forecast what would have happened if Mkhonto Wesizwe was deregistered. They are no longer deregistered. They will be on the ballot paper for the 2024 election. Thank God. I did not want a scenario where we had to deal with the deregistration of Mkhonto Wesizwe. I think South Africa does not need that drama, and I'm happy the courts, they are finally showing sober judgments. They are showing that they can be independent. We are happy with that. We are not happy with the entire court system. We know they are still rigged. We know they are still biased, but we are happy with this decision that they have made. In South Africa, you have learned to expect the West. Wish for the best and expect the worst. So we did expect the worst, but we did wish for the best, and we are happy that electoral court came out with this beautiful judgment that they had. But today it's a new court case. Trademark, what is going to happen? You guys tell me on the comment section, what do you think is going to happen? Will Mkhonto Wesizwe go 2-0 to ANC, which would damage the ANC almost beyond repair? Or will the ANC finally score one goal against Mkhonto Wesizwe? We don't know. Let me play out with a video of a sponsor, a friend of ours here on the channel, Dr. Dolittle. I mean, this man is doing great. Let me just play one of his clips. I love this his work that he's doing, and I love promoting black excellence. So let me just play that. Please, I'm begging you. Watch the video in its entirety and learn something from this young man in the Eastern Cape. So it's going to be something very educational to you guys. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. And after you pray, African child, please stand up, man. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.
And I believe that it comes to a point of acute disease and chronic disease, as you have mentioned.
Precisely.
And I want to know, because you said when you look back, now, when you look now, it's not like from the back where we had that acute disease where it was easy, to actually handle.
Yes,
but
precisely.
now when you look at the chronic disease, it's very complex.
Yes.
And you are saying we have to come up with a method of handling this.
Oh, yes, precisely.
What are those methods that actually can be easy for us?
Okay, let's first start by maybe differentiating acute and chronic.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
So then now, an acute disease, you get bitten by a mosquito, you contract the pathogens or the bacteria or whatever that gives you the malaria, dengue, sleeping sickness. These are things that can be cured by, let me say, herbs or medication, whereby you apply a certain type of substance that can kill or boost your immune system to fight against that bacteria or those pathogens. But then now, when it comes to chronic disease, it's NCD, non-communicable, self-inflicted. So now, there's not one thing, in the majority of cases, there's not one thing that will give you diabetes, whether it's type 1 or type 2, or type 1.5. There's not one thing that will give you arthritis or rheumatism. It's multiple vectors. So that's why if you use the acute disease approach, whereby you can use a particular type of medication for malaria, but then now when it comes to diabetes, if you use that same approach, you won't really get it right, because there's no herb or drug that can replace lack of sunlight, that can replace pure water, that can replace exercise, that can replace sound sleep, that can replace vitamins, B complexes, the D's, the E's and stuff. There's not one herb or some things like that can replace those things. So we need now a more diverse, sort of like institutionalized approach, whereby now we're starting from scratch to teach you how to live in order to avoid or reverse and,
And what I like is that you said that 7 out of 10, top death
yes,
are actually the result of chronic disease.
yes, definitely.
Can you maybe give us example of chronic disease? I think you just mentioned one now.
Oh, yes.
Can you just maybe, so that we can be aware of those?
Oh, yeah. So brain degeneration, your Alzheimer's, your bipolars, your autism, your ADHD, your ADD, your diabetes, whether it's the different types though, because now people take diabetes as maybe it's just one thing. Or you get type 1, type 1.5, type 2, gestation, steroid, congenital. So then those fall under metabolic syndrome. So that now, once you have metabolic syndrome, it's like, it's a syndrome. It's weight loss, weight gain, it's constant tiredness, fatigue, it's blood sugar or insulin resistance, you know, it's autoimmune. So then all those fall under, you know, chronic diseases. Yeah.
And you mentioned three, when it comes to unconventional medicine,
Yes.
you have mentioned three things that we need to do
Yes.
to actually fight this chronic disease.
Yes.
And you mentioned that we have to realign our diet.
Yes.
And we need to change our behavior and also our lifestyle.
Yes, most
So I want us
definitely.
to talk about food.
Yes, please.
You know, because I believe that, you know, each and every one of us eat every day.
Oh, definitely.
We can't live without food.
Oh, definitely.
So just give us advice when it comes to that. How do we really eat well that we can handle this chronic disease?
All right. The equation to that is very simple. Basically, make sure that it is something that God has made and that has got no packaging, that has got no patent, that has got no ingredients label, that basically is as natural as possible, and diverse colors. The problem today is that we're not seeing color in food. We're not diversifying in terms of colors, because all the different colors, whether it's purple in the grapes, whether it's red in your beetroot, whether it's the white in your cauliflower, all those are different substances called flavonoids or phytochemicals, or what you'll then hear sometimes the term antioxidants. So now those are anti-cancer, those are immune system boosting, those are detoxification, those are cell regenerative types of substances and chemicals that we find in these foods. So the more you diversify your colors and the more it is plant-based and pure, the better. So even with water, don't defile water by turning it into Red Bull or, you know, coffee.